Hey guys, let's do a crib tour. Come on down. So this is like my trumpet studio. It's in my parents' house. The reason I'm filming this now is because a lot of this is gonna change before I go off to school. So this is like somewhat cleaned up. But I figured I'd just kind of show you around. So this is in the basement. We start off, we walk right down. There's a piano here. I've got books and an Arvin book and a bunch of other books and stuff. Pencil, only use 0.9 lead. Pro tips. It's actually a funny story with me and Lauren about that too. But and then I've got just some stuff I'm working on. I'm playing organ this weekend, so I'm just practicing that. I've just got a Korg Concert C900 Digi tall piano down here. But then I've got, this is a really cool book, the orchestral trumpet, Mike Sachs. And then I've got all my cases are down here for my various horns. They're not all mine, some of them are the school's. But these are mostly mine. I think 2 of them aren't mine. And then I keep this is a torpedo bag. Really, really nice. This is like the only case I use unless I'm using more than one horn. And then if you look down here, this is like some of my music. This is like the stuff I use somewhat often. And this is what I'm gonna bring back to school mostly. And this is my cajon. It's a Pile Pro. It was like 80 bucks on Amazon. I'm not like a great cajonist. It's for when I play church gigs. More people use it than me normally. I play piano normally, but as you move over here, I also have my trombone case, which we'll get to in a bit. But I've got this little music box from my grandma. It's just a piano. And then I've got 2 battery packs. This is an old CD case that has some of my CDs, not many anymore, just because, I don't know, I like to have them out. And then I've got random books here. This is like from my first year at Stevens Point, various music. This I think is the jazz handbook. Yeah, I have the whole, oh, and this is another trumpet book that I illegally copied. But got some of this stuff. This book, this one's kind of funny. I borrowed this from the bass professor at Stevens Point, and I haven't given it back yet. So I'll give that back before I graduate though. But that's here, and then I've just got random other stuff. These are checks for musicians who play with me, and I haven't paid them yet because I haven't seen them. Up top I've got this crappy straight mute. Never recommend using these. So it's just decoration. America, cause go America. I've got some of these are like light up speakers. They shoot water too. This is actually a Christmas ornament, but I thought it was cool because it's like a French horn. You can actually kind of play it. Pretty beautiful, right? That's there. This is just like another speaker stereo thing. It's my dad's old one that he lets me use.
Boombox.
Yeah, this is me.
Oh, it's glaring.
It's not a big deal. It's just
That's
me.
you.
It's got it wrong. I graduated in 2015, not 2016. But this was sent out to like my high school and stuff to recruit. It's nothing special, like everyone got those, but I just thought it was cool, so I hung that one up. Looking lower here, I've got various valve oils, like a ridiculous amount,
let's get in on
slide grease, and yeah, just a lot of options. I actually just recently switched to synthetic oil. You can see a card up top right now for a video I made on that. Just 3 old metronomes that I have. We've got a dictionary of music here.
That's a good book, handy one.
Yeah. And then this is my checkbook.
But open that.
Then we've got probably like 2/3 of my mouthpieces, probably. Not all of them are in there. Actually, Ben Sawyer owes me one. He's borrowing my Bach Megatone. I don't use it very much anymore, but that's an expensive one that I need back. Ben's not watching. Then I've got a bunch of random notebooks from various classes. This book, Lauren's mom actually made for me. It's got like my senior recital and other stuff in here too. with me and Lauren in the back, I think. So thank you, Mrs. Cook, for this. We've got just like stuff.
Cute.
But yeah, there's that. And then I've got a few records. I don't have a record player. I have a few records just from various things. Random trumpet stuff, cleaning supplies, random chords, more random chords. And then this ginormous stack is all piano music that I use occasionally. Most of the stuff on top is what I use, but this is just some stuff. Most of this is actually from my grandma when she passed away. She gave it all to my sister and myself, so we just kind of split it up. I took most of the easy stuff that I could actually play. But yeah, and then I've got, I think this is just a spare folder. I guess not. There's some stuff in it. Just some Gabrielli, you know, classic. This book is my brass quintet book. So
Ooh, that's thick.
Yeah, we have a lot of repertoire that we play. But I'm in a quintet called the Northwoods Brass, and the principal trumpet of that group. So that's cool. And then back here I've got just various mutes, and this is also, I guess I just took it out of the case, I don't know. This is for my piccolo trumpet stand. It's actually a clarinet stand too, if you take it out. That's what it is, but it fits a piccolo trumpet bell. But I've got that on a different setup. No, I can't close this. Oh, no. Well, I'll fix that later. Then I just have various mutes. Practice mute. This is like a cheap one, it works okay. This is the Yamaha silent brass. There's a little thing that connects to it too. I'll probably do a video on that in the future. It's a pretty good product. But Harmon mute, Dennis Wick cup mute. These are really cool because you can like take them off. And then I have 2 bucket mutes. So this one I personally prefer. It's a Joe Rao that you can actually put inside of the bell. It's got corks there. This is the crappy stone lined. The reason I have this one is because in the jazz ensemble I play, everyone has these, and the sounds don't. They're very different. So I have 2 bucket mutes for that reason. Plunger. For those of you who don't play trumpet, it's literally a plunger. Like I went to the hardware store and I bought a plunger. It's for all that stuff. And just a straight mute.
A mini plunger.
Yeah. And like I said before, I've got random cases here just with all my horns, which we'll get to. Yeah, and then as we move this way, this is my stand. I kind of cleaned. This is literally what I was working on earlier. Lauren and I were messing around, actually. This is just that. It's an okay stand. I actually prefer Manhassets that you can just pull up and down, but this one you have to like adjust, but it's okay. And this is a Hercules like mute thing. It's even got like a cup holder, but it's really handy for like Broadway shows and stuff. If you're interested in that. I don't use it too often, just because I just pick it up off the floor. But I did use it once when I was in a pit, so it's nice. As we move over this way, we'll just go top down. I've got my main man, Martin Luther. For those of you who don't know, I was actually going to be a pastor. I went to Martin Luther College for 1 year, and Martin Luther is one of my heroes for a number of different reasons, not only because of the faith aspect, but it's really interesting guy, whether or not you're a Christian or anything. I would check him out. Cool dude. This is my music theory cheat poster. It's, I don't know, it's got a bunch of different information, circle of fifths, different stuff. I bought it for my students more, but like they've never seen it, so it looks cool. I don't know. As we move down, this is a stack of CDs. Most of my CDs are actually in Stevens Point. That's one issue with doing this is like most of my stuff is here for the summer, but a lot of it is in Stevens Point. And actually, the reason I want to do this now is because I'm going to Stevens Point in a few weeks, and a lot of this is going there. I'll probably do another room tour or something there, but not everything, just because I have space here. Anyways, this is albums I've done for Album of the Week, and these are ones that I'm listening to or working on reviewing. blah blah blah. This is just some random stuff that I kept out. This is my pictures at an exhibition. It's the full score. I'm not huge into score study, but it's important. So this is one of my favorite pieces of all time, though. Ravel's orchestration of it is really cool. This is just a staff paper because you never know when you can need that, right? And this is actually music that I'm playing this weekend with Lauren at the Word. But I like to stay, it's normally not this clean, but everything is generally organized in some sort of fashion. Would you agree, Lauren?
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, I'm pretty organized. I know where stuff is at least. So you might be thinking I already have a ridiculous amount of music, but I have more. I have this whole thing. The top one is full, the bottom one is not completely full. But in here I've just got all sorts of stuff. I even have like my old standard of excellence from when I was first starting out. It even has like my lesson plans and stuff in there. But just a bunch of music. Some of it I honestly have never used. I inherited a lot of it. So when I was at Martin Luther College, the trumpet professor there left and he stopped teaching trumpet. So he gave me and 2 other of his students his entire trumpet library. Wow. So I inherited a lot of music. I also have a few wire stands in here because I hate them, but you never know when you're going to need them, I guess. I don't know. And then I have a few more things. This is a little bit more like random stuff. Like I have some jazz books down here. And then I actually have like some mandolin stuff. Not much in here, but that's some of that. As we move over to this section of the room, various awards and stuff that I have. This is actually really cool. This my sister got for me for my, I think it was my birthday, but it's all 6 members of the Dallas Brass signed it. It said to Adam. It's funny, I've never actually seen them in person, but they're pretty good. I don't know. I've done an album of the week on them, but yeah. And then I've got just some of the awards that I've won. I don't like. I hope no one thinks it's because I'm like super arrogant. It's just it's just a reminder like what hard work does. Like you can achieve things. A few of these are actually pretty cool. Top 3 are all from my senior year of high school. I won the Semper Fidelis Award. My band director never signed it, which got me a little angry, but I think he just forgot.
You can forge it.
Yeah. And then I won the Louis Armstrong Jazz Award and the John Philip Sousa Award. Over there is just some scholarships from Point that I've won. Just some random things from high school. This one's actually kind of cool. I won one of the Outstanding Jazz Musician Awards when I was at a jazz festival at UW-Stevens Point. And then I actually ended up going there for school, which is kind of cool. So yeah, that was in 2014. And then this one is probably one of my proudest ones right here, the Fox Valley Youth Symphony Conductors Award. That one's really cool. I absolutely love. That's when I really grew to love orchestral music, and the conductor chose me as one of the 2 seniors to receive that award. So that was a pretty cool honor. Over here, I've got Spider-Man. It's weird because I have never seen a Spider-Man movie. I don't know where
you just got it.
I just have it. And then I've got, random crap.
This is your desk, by the way.
Yeah, this is my desk. And actually, I should mention, all the like furniture in here is free. We got this desk and this from where my mom works. They were giving them out, so it's not like I'm not like super rich or anything. This has all been either acquired over. I've been playing trumpet for like 12 years, so this is just like everything I have from that. And this is from actually where I work over the summer too. But they were giving them out for free, so we took them. So yeah, then I've got. It's just the desk is really nice. It's got 2 drawers. This is just random crap in here. I've got some programs that I've played with. And when I went to Chicago, I didn't play with Chicago Symphony, but I kept that because that was really cool. Milwaukee Symphony, just random stuff. Down here is just like chords. Here's the other half of that Yamaha silent brass thing. I guess I didn't even realize this was still in here, but these are kind of cool. I have Trumpet calendars.
Oh, interesting.
Lauren probably didn't even know that. But each month you get a different trumpet thing. They don't actually make these anymore. So these are produced, or were produced by John Hagstrom, who I actually have a poster. We'll get to him.
Oh, I won't reveal.
But I have a poster of him. I'll get to that later. But really, really neat. I have 2 of these. I think I'm missing a few, but they stopped making them. I think he's planning on releasing a book, if I remember, just with like all trumpet stuff. So that's kind of cool. Really cheap chair, again, from where I work, that they were giving out for free. So this is my tripod for my phone. That's where I film all my trumpet challenges videos, which is my Instagram account. I post every day, just some sort of trumpet challenge. This is the metronome I use. Highly recommend. It's a Korg TM50. It's a tuner and metronome. Super nice.
Oh, I can't focus on it.
That's okay.
There we go. I focused. Perfect.
It's nice. Then I've got, this is a dictaphone. It's called. I record my lessons generally on this one. Yeah, and then I've just got a external hard drive because I have too much stuff and various other things. This is my computer. I've got a HP laptop. There's Lauren. I've got this nice monitor.
Oh yeah, let's zoom in on that. That's beautiful.
Yeah. But it's really nice having 2 monitors so that it's just easier for my workflow when I'm editing videos or doing homework or whatever. It just makes everything a lot easier. Just got some cheap computer speakers. I'm not doing this to like sell you Amazon things either. Nothing is linked below. I'm not an Amazon affiliate. I'm not linking anything. If you're really interested, you can look it up for yourself or just comment below if you're really interested. Moving over, I just have like keyboard, mouse. This is my iPad that I use for things. I don't know. This is pretty cool. This is just a what are these called?
Coaster.
Coasters. It's a Warburton. I got it when I went to Pennsylvania for the International Trumpet Guild. I went a few years back. That was really cool. This is from my other grandma, which is a light. This is my grandma and my grandpa. So my grandpa passed away when I was like 6 months old, so I never really knew him, but I was very, very close to my grandma. She passed away like 2 or 3 years ago, so I just have a nice little picture of her. This is just some notepad stuff because I'm constantly writing little notes and stuff. I just write stuff. This is from one of my monthly updates, I think. And then over here, I'm kind of a crazy budgeter. So since I started in September of last year, I've marked all money I've ever made, everything, coming down to every single gig, every lesson I've taught. If I work like a normal job, all my profit is here. I also have one for expenses. It gets a little anal sometimes, but I think budgeting is super important, and I want to be financially stable, especially as a musician, because I'll just leave it at that.
Well, and then you put that in an Excel program.
Yeah, I put it in an Excel program, and then I can see how much money I'm making or losing or blah, blah, blah. This third one is just, I have a job at Stevens Point, and I keep track of my hours because I'm only allotted a certain amount of hours for that. Moving over here, this is a review I still need to make. I need to hook this. It's a external microphone for this camera actually right now. I've had it for like 2 weeks, but I just haven't had the time to film a review of it. So that's still there. This is a computer that my parents used to use, but they thought it was like broken, but I just opened it up. I'm kind of a nerd. I just opened up this side and one of the RAM thingies, I'm kind of a nerd, yeah, I don't even know what it's called. The RAM slots was loose, so I just had to put it back in and it works fine. So just an extra computer. This table is from Office Max, where I used to work. Office Max recently, within the past 3 years, merged with Office Depot. That's when I was there. So they were selling a bunch of their old stuff. So I got this was like 20 bucks or something. It's really nice. It's got wheels and stuff. This is a Fender 25, Rumble 25. It's for my bass. It's just like a practice amp, but I can use it for church gigs, which are the only gigs I play on bass. I'm not good enough to do anything else other than that. Not to say church gigs are easier or anything, but they are generally. But yeah, that's for my bass. I've got a few other awards. This is from the Trumpet Guild conference that I went to. This is the one that happened this year. I didn't go to that one. This is kind of cool. One of my students drew this for me in like art class, and he gave that to me, so I hung it up because I thought it was cool. Nothing to do with trumpets or anything.
It's cute.
But it is kind of cute. Now we get into the beef of it. I would suppose this is like my trombone. I don't really, not very good at trombone, but I can I know how to play it, and I know the different positions. I actually have one trombone student currently, and I taught a different one the past 2 summers. So I know enough to teach middle schoolers trombone.
Especially technique.
Yeah, it's mostly brass technique that I teach, but I do have a trombone. This was from my aunt. My cousin used to play, and they don't anymore, so now it's mine. But yeah, and then here are all my trumpets. So this is my seed trumpet. It's got an Ackright converted bell. I might make a video in the future on that one, just because it's kind of interesting. I purchased it from my teacher, and he converted it. I actually still have the original bell. And then this is my main B flat trumpet. This is a Bach. It's a 43 bell. Then we got this flugelhorn, Yamaha 631. I recently just got the trigger on there, so I can kick that guy out for when I'm super sharp. And then this is a Getzen that I recently picked up. This is the what's his name? Doc Severinsen model. It's like my backup horn. It's pretty good. It's really bright. And then this isn't mine, but this is the Schilke P5. It's owned by UW Stevens Point, but I've been Trumpet Club president, so I get to keep it over the summers and use it. I don't play too much piccolo trumpet, like as far as gigs go, but I practice it a lot for different orchestral excerpts. Like wedding gigs, I played one. And then this piece of crap is my P trumpet. I'm not a big fan of it, honestly, but I'll probably do a separate video on this. It's okay, but not worth it.
I have a P trombone, and it's not worth it either.
Yeah, those are kind of cool though, because you can switch out. They are cool because you can switch out the bells and make them cool colors. So they're kind of for $100. What do you expect? But this is a Schilke E flat. It's a convertible to a D trumpet as well. You can switch out the bell and the slides to make it a D trumpet. So that's also not mine. That's the school's as well. Then this is my first horn ever. It's my only gold horn, I guess, other than my C trumpet, kind of. But this is a Yamaha Advantage. And that baby got me through, I think I got my Bach sophomore year of high school. It's a really, really nice, like, intermediate, beginner level horn. So I like it, yeah. I don't play it really anymore. That's like number 3 now in the lineup. But then I've got another gag gift that I wouldn't recommend. It's a pocket trumpet by Cecilio, I believe is the brand. It's a Mendini line trumpet. You can actually get a Mendini full-size normal trumpet that, if you're interested in playing trumpet and looking for a really cheap horn, I guess I would go with that one over either the P trumpet or that. One of my students has it, and it's not great, and I'd recommend like renting, like a rent-to-own program from your local music store before I do that. But if you really want to own something, that's an option, I suppose. So yeah, that's all my horns that I have collected over the years. But I mostly just use this one, the B flat and C. Occasionally, I play flugelhorn, and sometimes I'll play piccolo trumpet. That's more for like school stuff. I don't really play like gigs on it very much. But yeah, moving over here, I have, I guess I've got a clock.
Oh, the poster.
Yeah, this is just an old
Easel stand.
Easel stand from, I used to be in a jazz duo, and we use that all the time. But this is from the Lutheran Vanguard of Wisconsin. It's a 2014 poster. I was the poster boy for it. Little chubby Adam playing. So I was the poster boy for that year, which is kind of cool. But yeah, funny story about that actually is, so I wasn't supposed to be. There was a flute player who was going to be on the poster, but she quit the year, so they were like, oh, let's throw Adam on there. So that's how I got to be on the poster, but kind of cool. Then I've just got a periodic table of music notation, whoopie-doo, I don't know. That's what I bought that with the music theory cheat poster, and I think I got a deal if I bought two, and I thought, it's kind of cool. This is my chair. I don't really sit here too often, but this is my banjo. I brought the banjo out for this video. Normally it's back in storage, but I'm not great, but I can. That was bad, but I can play it. I'm not very good, but I have played it actually in public before for gigs. Not often, but I have done it. Gotta make that money, right? Moving over here, I'm gonna move around. This is an old clock from my great aunt, who passed away, and I really, I don't know, I just really like it. Just various other awards and stuff. This is like a barometer or something that my dad puts down here to see if it's humid or something. I don't know. This I actually got from a professor at school. It's a gold-plated trim kit. It's missing a few pieces, but I just haven't used it. But I could put it on one of my trumpets if I was feeling fancy for some reason. But so thank you to Dr. Butler for giving me that. It's really cool. Down here I've got just some books that I like. This is all from the International Trumpet Guild. I'm a member of the International Trumpet Guild, the Wisconsin chapter of that, and it's really, really cool if you're a trumpet player. Highly, highly recommend it. Lots of really cool articles if you're a nerd. I've got 12 editions of the American Organist magazine. I was a member of the American Guild of Organists for 1 year, so I just have random stuff from them. It's cool if you're an organist. I'm barely an organist, but it's interesting stuff nonetheless. This is from ITG. I just kept it because it's like a cool book. It just had everything that you need to know about it. On here are some of the other books that I really like. The Apple AirPods. Surprisingly, one of the best investments I've made. Really worth it in my opinion. I've got just some other random instruments. I'm gonna stick to trumpet, I think. I've also got a harmonica, if I can open it.
Oh, the struggle is real.
There we go. It's pretty easy to play. Sorry if that was like a weird cut, but my camera only records for 30 minutes, and this is apparently longer than that, so if you're watching, thank you. I appreciate that. But here are some of the other cool... These are some of my favorite books that I have. Miles. This one is actually one of the best books, especially for young. It's mainly for jazz artists.
What's the cover?
Oh wait, no, this isn't the one. This is the one. It's much shorter. This book is really good to a young jazz musician. Really for any young musician, but as you can see, I read it, I highlighted a bunch of stuff. Really, really good book. It's by Wynton Marsalis. It's actually just letters between him and one of his like students. It's really, really cool. So he just had to put a new battery in too because this is too long. But I'm having a blast. So. There's other books. This is actually pretty cool. I have a VHS tape. It's with Wynton Marsalis. Tackle the Monster. It's more for like little kids, but I really like it. You can only get it on VHS. There's no DVDs or anything, so I got that because I'm a nerd. Stress ball for when Lauren talks to me. And then I got chromatic pitch pipe. Rarely used, but you never know. This is a book by Gary Lindsay for jazz arranging. If you're interested, comment below and I can tell you if you're interested in that kind of stuff. This is a bunch. I've got. I didn't know I put these here. I'm a second-degree black belt from Karate America. If you didn't know that, first and second degree. But that's just chilling here, I guess. All these books are books that I inherited from random people that I've acquired. Never paid a dime for any of those, but just stuff I've gotten over the years. And then down here I've just got some more books. I have a pretty large collection of hymnals down here. And actually you can see how much of a nerd I am. I tricked out my hymnal with all the different sections. It's just labeled. And then to really show you how much of a nerd I am, I used to analyze hymns in my spare time. So
and all up in the all the like chord progressions.
Yeah, like analyzing them. Yeah. And then I just wrote a little information about the composers and stuff. But there's that. That's my bookshelf. Back here I've just got all my camera gear, which I could make a whole nother video about. So I've just got a big bag of that stuff. This is just a bunch of like random music theory books, some stuff I did in high school, and other stuff. I've got a few, what are these called? Where you've got like pieces in here. Anthologies, that's what they're called. So I've got some of that stuff there. Got Rex Richardson. So these next three posters, like, I really, really admire all these guys, but the only reasons I have these posters are because I got them at International Trumpet Guild and I thought they were cool. So Rex doesn't really look like that anymore, but that's him. We've got John Hagstrom, who I mentioned earlier.
Johnny boy.
John's right there. He's actually my grand teacher, if you want to think about it. So my current teacher studied with John Hagstrom, and actually a lot of the way that I play the trumpet is based off of him. It's been passed down, so that's kind of cool. This is my tripod that I normally film on when Lauren's not here. I've got a mandolin that, again, I've played and gotten paid to play. That's only happened once. Not that it was bad or anything. I just don't really like playing it very much. I'm not great at it. This is my bass. I played this guy a lot this summer. It's a really cheap bass. I bought it on eBay for $78. It's not the best quality, but does the job. Speaking of bass, I forgot to talk about my bass pedal, which is over here. This is just goes down an octave. It's interesting. You can actually use it on guitars too. The reason I bought this actually was because originally I didn't want to learn how to play the bass, so I was like, oh, I can put my Yamaha silent brass in my trumpet, hook it up to this bad boy, and it'll sound like a bass. And it works. It does work. The issue is the tuning gets so bad when you have the Yamaha silent brass in that it just wouldn't work. Like I would have to use false fingerings or alternate fingerings just to stay in tune, and it just wasn't working. So I bit the bullet, as they say. And I got a bass here. And then I've got Wayne Bergeron, my favorite lead trumpet player. That's dedication. Can you see his lip there? That's real dedication. Good old Wayne. But yeah, I think that's, I mean, there's a bunch of other like little random stuff that I could talk about for hours because I just really like, you know, part of the reason I wanted to make these was because I absolutely love watching these on YouTube, and I haven't seen too many musician ones, and I'm just like an up and coming amateur. Well, I guess I'm not an amateur anymore. I make most of my money from playing and teaching, actually. But I'm a college student. I'm a trumpet performance major. But this is a bunch of stuff that I've acquired over the years, so this is probably super long, but I love this stuff, and honestly, this was just fun filming. So if you like the video, give it a big old thumbs up. Appreciate it. Helps me out a ton. Comment below if you're interested in anything that I talked about. I'm not really going to do links to stuff, but let me know and I can let you know where I got it or what is up with that stuff. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss another video with me. And I'm hoping to do another one of these pretty soon when I go to Stevens Point. I can give you a whole nother room tour, which you'll see some of the same stuff that I pull from here and put there. But yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you on the next video.